Hello. Okay, so I've been sort of cell phone. I've been sort of cell phone. No. I've been sort of not avoiding this one. There. But I don't know. Shy, nervous about it, because it's difficult to call these things what they are sometimes. If you know anything about Deeksha, what used to just be called Deeksha, well, if you know anything about the word Deeksha, it just means blessing, basically. It's and in the guru tradition, it used to be, you know, the guru would tap the disciple on the heart or on the third eye chakra, and then he would have the experience of cosmic consciousness. That was a Deeksha. It also has other meanings in different traditions in the Hindu tradition. Just look up the etymology of it. Then there was the Deeksha movement, spelled D-E-E-K-S-H-A. Deeksha is sometimes spelled D-I-K-S-H-A. Which eventually became the Oneness blessing. Used to be called Deeksha or Oneness Deeksha or Deeksha blessing. Now it's basically just Oneness blessing trademark. And it's the Deeksha in the context of Amma and Bhagavan, who are two beings, avatars of enlightenment. We're spreading this enlightenment energy throughout the world to assist in the transition, to assist all beings awaken to their own spiritual potential and perfect selves, I guess. As with any organization, things get mixed up, you know, and bureaucracy takes over and weird things happen. Bhagavan knew that was going to happen. Any enlightened being who decides to participate in this type of karma knows what's going to happen. And, you know, he's fine with it. So, it is what it is. And Deeksha, the Oneness blessing, is extraordinary. I highly recommend going to a center or getting it from somebody. In my own experimentation, awakening, energy work, whatever, I started working with Krishna. Krishna is a beautiful being, and I can channel him just like I can channel any other being and any other being or entity or ET that I do channel on my channel. And I started noticing after a while, just tuning into his consciousness, it was like this just really refreshing energy. And so I started, you know, doing a little more investigation, and then there was a sort of difference between the energy that I was receiving from him and the consciousness that I was communicating with. And so I started to call this energy Krishna Diksha. I don't know much about, you know, the Indian languages and which should come first or whatever, but it's basically English anyway with a loan word, so it's Krishna's Deeksha, Deeksha from Krishna, Deeksha of Krishna, whatever. And the distinction that I like to make specifically, oh, and I should just connect that because I'm using the word Deeksha the way the newer Deeksha is used and referred to, as in an energy for enlightenment. And while Oneness Deeksha, or the Oneness blessing as it's called now, gives you an experience of oneness, as the name implies, and in the deeper throes of it, you literally look around and it's difficult to separate yourself from the table. Like, you have this experience, at least I have, it's gotten so intense where you're looking at that, you know, laptop or the key on the laptop. It's almost like smoking salvia, and you're just like, that's the most significant thing in the world. It's absolutely hilarious, and I'm not sure that I'm separate from it at all. You know, that's Deeksha. That's Oneness Deeksha. When you really, really get into it, I mean, you have to be really cleaned and opened and working with it for a while, or go through the Oneness process in India, with Amma and Bhagavan to get that deep, you know. Or some people might just react to it that way. I don't know. I just got a little giggly the first time I had Deeksha, and I felt good. I felt refreshed. You know. Krishna Diksha is a different experience, because I like to think that there are different types of awakening in a way. There are different types of enlightenment, sort of, in a way. Enlightenment basically just means detachment from emotion. At least that's Bhagavan's interpretation of it. So that you can remain in this positive, pure state no matter what hits you. I don't know. Awakening to me is different. I could make it a video that lasted for an hour discussing the differences between enlightenment and awakening. Awakening, you're talking about waking up cities, different abilities, channeling, second sight, intuitiveness, empathic ability, telepathic ability, whatever. That's awakening. And through all these types of things, awakening to your true potential and ability, can come enlightenment. That comes later. And Krishna Diksha is a different experience than the Oneness Diksha. Krishna Diksha, as per Krishna's being, is an experience of allness, not an experience of oneness. Krishna is representational of the being who is all things, all men, all women, all children, all trees, all plants, all at once. You know, if you've seen Arjuna's vision of the Lord Krishna, it's Krishna, and then there's all of these facets of him in like different faces, different uniforms. One of them's breathing fire, one of them's an old man, one of them's a Asian looking man, one of them's a, you know, more Caucasian looking man, Indian, and it's just, you know, it's awe-inspiring just to look at it, you know, and Arjuna's trembling at his allness. That's the only way I can describe it. And so in the throes of working with Krishna Diksha, you experience allness. It's that sort of experience of awe when you look at the trees and you know that it's God. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and then you know that you're God. Whereas Oneness Diksha, you melt into it and there's no separation. It's all oneness, you know, so it doesn't matter. It's difficult to describe, I guess, but allness and oneness are different experiences of an awakened consciousness, of a consciousness that is perceptive enough to, that is sensitive enough to perceive things in a fashion to which it is normally unaccustomed. What the heck did I just say? Okay, so anyway, I wanted to bring, and I know I did a video on this once, but I don't think I went into much explanation. Maybe I talked about exactly what I just talked about now. Anyway, video's getting too long. So this is Krishna Diksha. Just sit back, enjoy the music, and try to absorb whatever's going on, okay? I'm not saying you're going to have an experience of allness, but it could start. Hope you felt that. Not sure why the speakers kept messing up.